Just eating my breakfast. So, my breakfast is. Now, I normally drink a diet drink, but I'm kind of carving up a little bit. So, I'm going with the Mountain Dew. I got 3 whole eggs and 3 egg whites scrambled with some cheese and ketchup. And I've got 2 cups of oatmeal. And this is just my regular breakfast. I'm not super strict on my shit. I just make sure I can get the protein in and decent slow digesting carbs like in the oatmeal. And my next, I was gonna do a whole day eating, but really you'd be surprised that, I mean, I find it hard to really put in the meals and put in the food. My lunch is just gonna be albacore tuna, some light mayo. I go with albacore tuna or albacore because of the fat content. It's got more calories than fat, but I want the fats in it. You know, it's the same concept of eating, fish oil. And then for dinner, a lot of times top sirloin. Top sirloin's one of the leaner cuts. And I have white rice. Then I have a pre and post workout carbohydrates. So I want something like an apple. Probably the best pre-workout meal a carb source you can get. It's really in the skins of it. So and what I do is if I'm trying to cut out and limit a little bit of the carbs, I just peel the skin off it. Like for instance, you don't want too much fruit when you're depleting yourself, and so you don't want too many carbs. So but you still want some pre-workout, some slowly digesting. So you just take the skins off. Post-workout, you want sugar. Like this would have been perfect for post-workout. But really the best source is dextrose. It's the fastest. It's basically glucose. And you can buy it like that, and you can buy it pretty cheap. Or it comes in Gatorade. Or it comes in Habrio gummy bears are the best, and they're low. And if you're trying to carb up, they're the best because they don't have any sodium. Plus, I'm not gonna finish. I'm just sipping on it right now. I'm not gonna drink the whole thing. But you gotta have. You don't want to be too afraid of shit. If it's not sustainable, like I'm looking pretty good right now, if I do say so myself. And look how much ketchup I got on this. I'm drinking a fucking Mountain Dew. I'm enjoying it. If I can't sustain it, if I gotta force feed it, which you do, you want to get big, you gotta eat. When I lost all my shit because of drugs, I went and started just eating. But it wasn't just the healthy shit too, because I'd lost so much, and I knew that, there is a such thing as muscle memory. You'll come back big as fuck that's why sometimes maybe I'm going to take an active rest week. I'm not going to take a whole week off to get some of those new gains. And me get the. I'm a little thirsty too, so I'm doing more than sipping this. But you know, I don't really want to take off because my psychological health goes down, my mental health. So I'm gonna stick with, you know, doing. But I might just do a week off. But anyway, when I was coming back, man, I was eating everything. I was eating. But then I started eating. And this is when I learned how much diet helps. I started trading people commissary for eggs to get protein, and I was getting tuna fish, and I was eating honey buns. I was eating fucking everything. I got muscle. I got big. Like I said, that muscle memory is a real motherfucking thing. And then you come back and even more. Suppose you take a month off, and if you're injured, don't worry, man. You take a month off. Yes, you've detrained. You have deflated a little bit, but you're going in 2 months after you come back. You're going to be 5 times what you could for 3 months. It's just kind of, you know, so there is that and that. But then you can come into a problem if you do take off. You might not ever come back. I saw Renaissance Periodization. Dr. Mike, he was talking about taking a month off, and but he's forgetting that most people, like you, they work their ass off to get a habit of going to the gym every day. They're not a millionaire like him. They're not fucking paid to work out. So taking a month off for them might be so detrimental to their habit. They might, because then they start thinking, man, I was fucking working out. I was forcing myself. Now I get to chill. I get to sit around and watch fucking TV. And you're gonna tell me that they're not gonna probably never come back to the fucking gym? How many times have you heard that? You say, well, I was going hard for 3 years. I stopped going for a week, and I ain't come back for another 4 years. You hear it all the time. But I know. But I'm gonna like I said, I've been pushing it real hard, and I think I'm gonna take a week off. It's gonna be active recovery, something I'll work on like power, something you know. Maybe some Tabata, you know, push-ups and shit, and then come back. And just because I've got so much volume I'm doing right now, I kind of would like to cut that in half, because I'm tired of spending fucking 2 hours in the gym. You know, and now I've got results from it, but I'd much rather detrain for a week and come back and, you know, be a little rested and get some of the gains back with just, I don't know, an hour, you know, instead of 2 hours a day, which is another benefit. But I don't know why I got on this rant. We're talking about food. But like I said, and then I try to go with the protein blend with casein, whey protein, maybe egg protein. If you're a vegan or something like that, sorry. Meat is delicious, but no, you can go with a pea protein isolate and a rice protein isolate, blend, you know, with some, I don't really know a good source, you know, to find, because the reason I do a protein blend pre and post workout is I want some fast digesting, but sometimes it can be too fast, and then you spite out on that protein synthesis. So I want the slow digesting protein in it, and I want some intermediate like egg, even soy. You know, it's slow, it's steady. So you got fast, and then when that wears up, you've got the slow, and you got the, and I do that pre and post. But like I said, the carbohydrates are different. Pre, it's going to be like I said, it's going to be an apple or apple skins, and it's going to be post workout. It's going to be gummy bears or Gatorade, something fast. I want something slow before and carbohydrate sources, and I want something fast post-workout. And then before bed, I like casein. I like slow digesting protein. Cottage cheese is almost pure casein. Greek yogurt. Greek yogurt's a really good choice, and you get some good probiotics in that too. So you get some gut health. And I've had gut problems. I lie because I've got stretch marks from how I was a fat, bloated piece of shit, and I just was a pervert then. I was just a fat pervert. I wasn't. Now I'm just a sexy pervert, so I could just continue to be a pervert, but I was, when I was a fat pervert, it was, man, all these restraining orders and all these lying bitches. They were lying. They were full of shit. Anyway, and now they wish they wish, they're like, man, I wish I wouldn't have pissed off that fat piece of shit. Anyway, I digressed. And then, you don't really want too much carbs before you go to bed, but I find it doesn't fucking matter. I think it's better to go to bed with food so that you can relax and because the sleep is so fucking important. And when you're cutting and when you're on a calorie deficit, the last thing you want to do is fall asleep when you're starving. So I always and I've used intermittent fasting in the past. It takes too much weight off me right now, so I'm not doing that. I'm just eating when I want to because, like I said, it'll take the weight off me, and I kind of want to keep a little bit of the weight. But even when I'm intermittent fasting, I would eat from 4 to 6, 4 to 5, 5 to 6, 6 to 7, 7 to 8, 8 to 9, 9 to 10, 10 to 11, 12. No, whatever, 8 hours. So right at bedtime, it would be my last meal. And I would always, like I said, it would be Greek yogurt. And you can get some artificial sweeteners and stuff. Or, it would be pineapple slices and pineapple slices and cottage cheese. Or, but then you gotta run into the risk of pissing if you go with the, protein shake before bed, because then you're gonna be pissing in the middle of the night. But that's my breakfast.